Okay, I've got a question for you. Are you someone willing to stand on a rooftop, put your arms way out in the air with a big megaphone and say, "This is what I want. This is what I love to do"? Or are you keeping it a secret? Are you so quiet in your wishes, your hopes, your dreams? You're waiting, you're praying, you're trying to manifest it on your own before sharing it with the world. I call this a chicken or the egg. Are we going to develop the audience first and then back it up with our skills of what we love to do and the products that we want to sell them, the songs that we want to put out in the world? Or are we going to let our work stand for itself? There's an argument for both, and in this video, we're going to go through each one in detail so that you can choose for you which strategy works the best. Are you ready? Okay.
I'm with my fave of all time.
And awesome Miss Lorraine Lawson.
Lorraine Lawson.
Lorraine Lawson. Lorraine Lawson.
Lorraine Lawson. I just love her so much.
Lorraine. So I call this the chicken or the egg, right? If you think about, am I building the audience first? Or am I, working on my skills and the things that I want to sell? Products, services. Okay, so let's just jump to it. You guys have all been watching lots of videos, not just mine, and you may be working with coaches, and you may be already someone with a following, with an audience. And so this question is going to keep coming up until you reach your destination. So from wherever you are to where you want to be, we know that there is a gap and there can be a crack. And so it's just making a plan for how you want to achieve it, making a plan that works. So let's start with the chicken or the egg. I don't know, could be the egg and the chicken. I don't know. But most people are going to say, you need to know who is your ideal audience that you want to sell, because that is what this is, your products or your services. If you're a performer, obviously that's a service, right? I am singing, I am performing. If it's a product, it might be your merch, it could be your books, like I've got a book behind me, to really make a difference, okay? So some people would say, listen, you got to really know what you're selling before you can sell it. And other people are going to say, oh no, you need to know who you want to sell to so that you can solve a problem, fill the gap for them, and be able to speak to them with more accuracy, with a message that really resonates with them. All of this, you see, you can go ping pong back and forward, really works. Well, let's dissect the audience first, okay? Let's call this the chicken. Let's call this the chicken. Okay, so in other videos, I've broken this down. This is one-to-one. Most of us want to get to one-to-many right away. But I've broken down the audience for my clients in such a beautiful way. It's like when I know who I am, then I can make content that connects directly to people like me. I mean, I don't need to convince haters. I don't need people to judge me and criticize me. I don't know about you, but I don't want people to look at my post and go, no, and kind of dissect it. That's not who I'm trying to attract. I'm trying to attract people with the same qualities that I have, the same purpose that I have. In my case, the qualities that I love to share are that I'm interesting and interested, inspiring and inspired. So you may not have exactly those adjectives, but chances are you're an optimist. Chances are you are someone with a dream, just like me. Chances are you are someone not unwilling to put in some work and some effort to fill the gap from where you are to where you want to be. Am I following? Are you following me? Are you getting it? Yeah. Like chances are you're someone with a really big heart. And chances are we are in alignment to our purpose. My purpose has always been to make a difference. And as I've gotten older, as my career has blossomed, as I've reached certain goals in my life and certain milestones in my life, and I've stood on bigger and bigger stages in my life, making a difference is even more and more niched. It's like, I want to make a difference for people who want to do what they love at a higher level. I used to just say, I want to make a difference. And that was sort of just like a blanket statement. And that's amazing. But notice how just by me adding, making a difference for people who love to do what they love to do, and they just want to do it at a higher level, really projects that next level of the audience. So I'm really fine tuning here the one-to-one. Sometimes I might say this is like a mirror, right? So I am projecting in my personality who I want to attract. Hi, I'm an optimist. Hi, I have really positive energy. Hey, I'm someone who wants to make a difference. Hey, I want to stand on bigger and bigger stages. How about you? Are you following? So that would be my ideal audience. And eventually, this becomes one to few, meaning these people start telling their friends. They start saying, oh my gosh, Lorraine is amazing. She can change your life. Oh my gosh, you got to take one of her programs. Oh my gosh, you should really come to one of my shows or come and see this person perform. So this becomes family, friends, colleagues. Again, often people who share similar adjectives, similar ways of expressing themselves, similar likes and dislikes, similar sense of purpose. Are you following me? And then eventually, one to many. Okay. Well, again, most people want to get to the one to many right away. You put out one video on social media and you want it to go viral. I know. And when it doesn't go viral, you get super disappointed and upset, and it might shut you down. And therefore, you don't even pursue it any further. Yeah. I mean, this is very common with creative people because creative people are really run often by their emotions. How you feel, how I feel today is going to attract this person. So if I'm feeling negative and I make a post, I might just attract someone who's negative. If I'm super positive, I'm going to attract a positive person. Are you following? But if I'm not consistent, it's almost impossible to attract one to few. And it's even less possible to attract one to many. When I talk about the chicken, I think, of TikTok going viral again. I think about, Instagram. And in our industry, in the music industry, people who are really trying to write songs and get signed and maybe open for someone on tour, right? To go on tour with Shawn Mendes, also a Canadian, got to say. Maybe you want to open for Avril Lavigne or you want to open for The Weeknd, whatever it might be. The audience size that you have matters to the outside world. It does, because the audience size can be very validating. So the one to many is definitely a goal. And I don't want to take that goal away from you if that's something that you've been pursuing. When you do get those viral videos, obviously people are saying and sending you a message that, yo, I like what you're doing. Amazing. Here is the catch. What I find with people who are building the audience first is sometimes you're building the audience not doing what you exactly want to be doing, one to one, one to few, and one to many. For an example, I have some students who want to pursue music. They want to be a recording artist. They would like to go on tour with Doja Cat, for example, or any number. The Weeknd, again, another Canadian. I'll just keep dropping Canadians for you. And so what they do is they're like, okay, well, that's not going to be possible unless I have a huge number, a huge following of potential fans before that artist is ever going to ask me to open for them. And what happened in this messaging is that they tried to build their audience in other ways. And this might be you. Maybe you're someone who really wants to coach people. You really want to sell books. It's the same principle. It's like, then I'm going to go on the #1 podcast, but not necessarily with the audience that I want. On TikTok, you may be doing makeup tutorials, for example, to get the audience's attention, but that isn't necessarily the audience that you ideally want to sell to. Are you following me? I'm going to keep giving you examples. I have an artist in Vancouver. She's incredibly talented rapper. And my God, she's got a brand, a personal brand. She walks in the room. Everyone stares at her. She's unbelievable. And so she wanted to build her audience first before putting out music. And she built it over her nails. And her nails are part of her brand. It's completely authentic. But what was happening is people who were watching her videos, liking her videos, becoming fans of her nail related content were not coming over to the other side. Let's call this the other side, okay? And they weren't coming over, to where they were laying eggs. Do you love my analogy? This is so fun. They weren't coming over here because they were just interested in what they were interested in, consuming the content that they were putting out. And so when they were like, hey, you like this, will you come on over now and listen to my music, buy my book, take my program? Nope, they were not coming because the content that you were creating was trying to attract one to many, not really one to one. And it was in a completely different area than your niche, than your passion, than where you actually want to engage people and make a difference with them. Following me? So this strategy of one-to-one, one-to-few, one-to-many is more important than you think, because the algorithms on social media have become so crazy smart that you really need to know, what is the story I need to tell here in order to attract them to what I really want, which is them to buy something. Okay, engage with me forever, become my super fan, and buy tickets to my shows forever, not just one show, but like lots of shows, and my merchandise to give to all their family and friends, and keep streaming my songs and adding my songs to their playlist, and buy my next book and my next book, not just my first book. Are you following me? So here's where then building the services is so important. First of all, I did say skills here. And there's no question we need authority. We need to know that I'm the expert, right? In whatever it is, I have to build that I'm an influencer. Okay? And then I need to have, what is it? What are you doing? That you love. What is it that you're trying to sell to these people? When I know who these people are, I can start to make a message that works. I can start to niche down what I do, so much so that when I speak to this ideal audience, I know who they are. And I've really created an amazing relationship with them when I start talking to them through, I'm going to keep adding things like consistency, frequency. Oh my God, how do you spell frequency? Frequency. Okay. This is so important because for example, I follow some amazing business coaches, and most of them sell the same thing each and every month, the same program. It's not different programs. It's the same program each and every month. It is consistent. It is with authority that they're speaking. They get very good at teaching that one topic. They're amazing at it. Russell Brunson with ClickFunnels is just selling ClickFunnels. Okay. He's not selling 8,000 other products. He found the thing, he developed that thing, and he just kept selling it and selling it and selling it. And as he was selling this message consistently, what was he doing? Attracting the audience that wanted to use his product. I'll give you another example. I have an artist, 5 million monthly listeners and counting. It's going to keep going. And he niched this down so much that his songs he put out every month, every 6 weeks, consistently for 2 years. And in doing that, not just that the songs were consistent, like here's another one, here's another one, here's another one. But the songs were almost formulaic as well. They were about similar stories, similar subject matter, similar musical intensity, similar emotional qualities that then the audience can hook onto. Because what you're trying to do on this side is hook these people. I know who they are. And just through my consistency, just through what I'm doing, if I can keep giving them a feeling, here's another feeling and another feeling. Like if I'm too all over the place, it's going to be really hard to attract this very specific person over here that I know is going to love what I do. Are you following me? So instead, what ends up happening is you're putting out a ton of music, you're writing a ton of books, you're putting out a lot of programs, but the quote unquote avatar, the audience, is specific to each and every one. Hard to build a brand, hard to build that monetizing business that you ultimately want, or that level of success that is sustainable, that is going to have you build and build and build on it. So is it the chicken or the egg? Could be multiple eggs, that you need to create real momentum to fill the gap from where you are to where you want to be? I'm going to suggest that you need to be working both, but be careful of working this on the wrong audience, hoping that they are going to come over to this side. Does that make sense to you? I'm not a social media expert by any means, but I am an expert at attracting audiences. I am an expert at helping artists, whatever it is, you being a creative person, really find who you are so that you can attract your ideal audience. I am so good at helping you speak to that ideal audience so that you can sell the thing that you love to do and keep doing it for the rest of your life. But we got to niche what you love to do. We've got to choose it. And here's maybe something else just to add to this video for you guys is like, maybe I'll just leave it here. How long do I have to do either of these things for? However long it takes for you to be able to get to where you want to be. It's like, this is your dream. It's your life. Nobody can read your mind. Nobody knows when you want to get off the bus or when you want to get on the bus. And I would like you to drive the bus. I want you to be the person that's making the plan, saying, I want to take this road and this road. I want to go faster or slower today. I want to take some more passengers on this bus with me today, and tomorrow I'm ready to drive it on my own. There is so many analogies that I could use right here that can really help you picture what it takes to really achieving your dream. If it's your dream, then why are you putting a time frame on it? Now, there's no question that some tasks need to get done. There are things that have to happen by a certain date, by a certain time, to create momentum. Okay. So on this side, when we're talking about the egg, that consistency, like I said, for the artist that I was telling you about, that, really is built from zero, no help, no record label, no agent. Okay. Really took it from zero to, millions and millions and millions of monthly listeners. It was consistently putting out music regularly. So he's driving the bus towards a deadline. Okay. This is so beyond how you feel today. And I know as creatives, you want to, like I said earlier, it's like, well, today I feel like making a post and tomorrow I don't feel like making a post. I want to build the muscle of, I know who I am. I know what I love to do. I know what message really works. I know what products I can create to really attract my ideal audience, the true fan that is going to help me build my business, build my brand, buy my tickets, buy my books, right? Are you following? This is the loop. This is the loop. So is it the chicken or the egg? And I'm going to suggest that it's a combination of both. Okay? I hope this was helpful. Please click the link and subscribe. Share it with a friend. Leave me a comment if this was helpful for you. And we'll see you on the next video. Mwah!